SR is strictly wins and losses. Okay, then why can two players both go 7-1 with one plant each in a match of S&D and gain completely different amounts? Now, just for some clarification here, there was a comment over in my TikTok comment section where he says SR is based on overall performance, has nothing to do if you're partied up or not. But I responded to this guy by simply saying it's not that black and white. And then he proceeds to type out 2 more paragraphs as to why he thinks it actually is black and white. That kind of furthered my point that it's not black and white, if you know what I mean. So yeah, if it's not that black and white, and if it's really that simple, why do people need to write novels in comment sections explaining it? You could win a bunch of games in a row, lose one, and feel like you just ran in place. That's not random. But at the same time, it's also not because the game hates you or it's rigged or whatever. It's because a lot of folks are misunderstanding what's actually being measured. And once you understand that, I will say you will be a lot less frustrated. First things first, the ranked play system has an opinion on you already. Here's the part people don't want to hear. The system has already made up its mind about you. Before you even load into the lobby, it has an expectation. So saying SR is just that simple, it's kind of like saying money is only income and expenses. Yes, technically, but there is so much around that actually make things matter. Who you played, what the lobby strength was, and what the algorithm predicted. If the system expects you to win, it's not like you're gonna get rewarded for doing your chores. That's like showing up to work asking for a bonus when you've only been doing the bare minimum. Your boss is gonna be like, fuck no, you're meeting expectations, nothing less, nothing more. And win streaks don't automatically build trust. The dominance does. There's a difference between helping your team win and being the reason the lobby collapses. If every game you play is a nail biter, 250 to 249, 250 to 240, 6-5 in search and destroy, 7-8 in overload, the system sees equilibrium. It doesn't see this player is misplaced. It sees balance. Now, if you dominate a lobby, let's say you drop a 12.0 in search and destroy and you 6 for the other team, that's dominance. That's what's inherently going to get you some more SR gains and probably HPR gains if you can consistently play that way. So drill this into your head here. A close win doesn't scream promotion. It whispers stability. The system isn't asking, did you win? It's asking, did you shift probability? And that's a completely different question. Some of you are putting up solid teammate numbers. You're supportive. You're responsible. That's great. That's the approach I take playing this game all the time. Because look, I like winning more than anything else. If I drop a .80 and get the dub, I'm happy with that. I would much rather drop a .80 and get the dub than drop a 2.0 and take the L. But that's just me as a person taking all of this SR, MMR, and HPR. That's me taking all of that out of the equation. But the rank play algo doesn't reward my personality. It rewards measurable impact. So one big thing is just making the map feel different. Now, this is the topic that kind of led to that comment in my TikTok comment section, by the way. Solo queue volatility. Consistency beats peaks. Dropping 51 game, then going neutral, then losing another game, that looks volatile. The really good players are boringly consistent. Like they'll drop the same numbers over and over again in every game, and those numbers being like a 2.0 plus KD. They're not talking crazy in comment sections. They're just quietly ruining your evening every lobby. The system gains confidence when your performance pattern is predictable, not when you have hero moments. And when I'm saying gaining confidence, that doesn't mean that it's gonna go ahead and give you a SR boost or an HPR boost, but that's when it's gonna zero in on you and how it thinks you should be performing, whether it be in solo queue lobbies, lobbies with the squad, whatever the case. Now, here's something practical. If you feel like you're getting the same SR gains over and over again solo queuing, you might wanna grab a buddy, and ideally, someone who is slightly better than you. And here's why. Matchmaking factors in hidden performance ratings, or HPR, if you queue with someone whose HPR is higher than yours. The system weighs that into consideration with matchmaking expectations. Now, let's say you get thrown into tougher lobbies because of that, right? If you do pretty good and beat players with a higher HPR than you, that's signal. The system wasn't expecting for you to win that. And if you're outgunning kids with a higher HPR than you, that can inherently raise your HPR too. Because I mentioned it before, winning your fights is huge for your hidden performance rating. So keep that in mind. That's when you'll see larger SR gains. But this is also important. You can't just win by the skin of your teeth. If you get dragged across the finish line every game, that doesn't really help your individual profile, which leads me to something a little interesting here. Now, I'm not trying to start shit. No, I'm not salty about this. I simply just extracted everything from this moment here for data and for this video. But I ran into one of you guys' favorite TikTokers in rank last night. And listen, we lost the game. was that dog shit mode called Overload. Everyone on my team had a 1.0 plus, right? But you guys' favorite TikToker dropped a 0.76. Now, before anybody gets testicular torsion, we all have those games, period. I had a bad night last night, 100%. But a 0.76 and no overloads, that's kind of a carry, man. And here's why that matters. If you consistently play like that, underperforming while winning because you're stacked with better players, your SR will still go up, yes, because you won. But your HPR rating can actually go down. So when you go back to solo queue, you might notice your SR gains feel smaller because now the system's expectations of your individual impact has adjusted. It's not rigged, it's not the system hating you, it's kind of just math. And that's part of the reason why SR isn't that black and white, because performance patterns shape expectations and expectations shape the SR gains. And honestly, staying consistent isn't easy. Some nights you're locked in, some nights you're mentally fried after 2 maps, like I was last night. And I mean, yeah, we won plenty of games last night, but I did not perform up to my standard. What I should have done though was took me a scoop or 2 of advanced gaming supplements, and not a slam 400 milligrams and turn into shotty type of way, but this is definitely something that keeps your focus steady without you crashing, feeling jittery, or fucking your stomach up, because nothing tanks SR faster than overstimulated decision making. And I know you guys are out there, you're overstimulated decision makers. You can't hold the angle for more than 2 seconds. You're spinning around doing 360s and YYing all the time. You, my friend in particular, need a focus supplement. Go ahead and cop one. My favorite is Cherry Limeade. This will be the second link down in the description, and use code NERVS10 NRVS10 for 10% off anything you want to cop off of the Advanced GG store. Now, here's a part nobody likes. If you're consistently gaining 21 to 23 SR and losing around the same, that might mean the system believes you're calibrated correctly. I know that might not be what you want to hear, but you don't climb from there by being slightly better. You climb by being undeniably better. And I mentioned work earlier in the video. You don't get promoted at work for doing your job 3% better, probably not even 10% better. I would say probably 20%, and even that is subjective. You get promoted when your boss can't ignore you anymore. You're not competing against gold, you're competing against what the algorithm thinks your particular goal is. And that's a much harder opponent. So yes, SR is wins and losses, it is performance, but it's not super black and white. That's kind of like saying relationships are just beating buns and dates. There is some truth to the matter, but if that's your full understanding, you're gonna be confused a lot. If this helped you understand the SR system a little bit more in Black Ops 7 rank play, drop a like, consider subscribing, and I got 2 more videos for you to check out on the screen right here. I'll see you all over there.